Hello, today we are going to answer a question how to generate an integer random number in a given range. We're going to write a method that take in two integer numbers, the starting and the ending, and return a random number in that range, both inclusive, starting and ending. Right. So before we go further, let's jump into our whiteboard. Alright, here we have a whiteboard. An input or example, if we are given two input 5 and 9, we ask to generate a random number between this range, both inclusive. For we know or we might not know that random method generate or return random doubles is called pseudo random doubles from 0.0 to 1. 0.0 inclusive, 1 exclusive. Square bracket mean inclusive, parentheses mean exclusive. Yeah, so this is what random method does. Get numbers from 0 all the way to 1. Let's see that in action. As we're going to print it out, so you see I'm going to use the static random method in maths class, and that is highly likely it's going to be the same as the one you have in your programming language. So this does that. It's going to generate random numbers from 0 all the way to 1, excluding 1. So here is the trick. If you want it to generate all the way to n, let's say n is 34 and can be any number, right? Yeah, you can just do this. Right? But since I'm interested in the integer part of it, so I'm going to cast it. And in fact, I'm going to cast everything. Yep. So if I print this, I'm going to see integer number all the way to 34, excluding 34. But this does not answer our question. Our question asks us to write a method that returns random number in a given range, and we are given 5 and 9 as an input or example. And so far what we know that we can generate random number from 0 all the way to 9. How? We're just going to multiply our random method result by 9 plus 1, right? If we want 9 to be inclusive, because remember the ending is not included. If you multiply it by 9, it's going to generate number from 0 all the way to 9 exclusive. So if we want 9 to be inclusive, we're going to multiply it by 10, right? So we can say that we have a way to find our end. What about our beginning? We know that it's going to return the smallest number that is going to return is going to be 0, right? So if we want to reset that to the minimum, in this case our minimum is 5 or static is 5, we can add 5 to every random method, right? Sorry, to every random result. If 0 was the result, we add 5 to it, now it's going to be 5. What if 3 was the, what if the, let me write 3 here. What if 3 was the random, the number that was generated? Yes, if we add 5 to 3, we are going to have 8. That is okay, it is in the range. But notice the highest number that is going to be generated is going to be 9. Remember, we multiply it by 10, so that is inclusive. So if we add 9 plus 5 is going to be 14. So that is out of range. 5 to 14 is out of range 5 to 9, right? So we kind of solve the beginning and ending also get problem. What do we do to solve this? This is a problem, but it is in fact a solution to another problem. You will see what I mean in a second. Um, Now let's ignore our 5 and 9 for now. Let me add them here. Oh, sorry, I can just undo that. I mean 5 and 9, our input, and let's assume 5 and 14 was our input, right? But we will come back to this 5 and 9. So what is the solution to this? What is the solution to this? Here we have seen the solution in the previous slide, where we just multiply the random result by 10 and then we add 5 to it, right? So I'm going to put m.r for random result, from the random result multiplied by 10 plus 5. This is going to give us a range from 5 all the way to 14, but inclusive. So now the question is, how do we get this multiplier? I'm going to call this multiplier range for our this input 5 and 9. For 14, maybe we are lucky. We just fall in the problem. We found that that problem was a solution to another problem, right? So this 10, in fact, it is just this. Is a range, and how it was generated is this, because we know if we add 1 to 14, we can get and multiply it by the master random result. We're going to generate a number from 0 all the way to 14, 14 inclusive, right? Let me just say all the way to 15. Yeah, from 0 to 14, but inclusive. This will become our next time. Hope you get the point. Right? So then we subtract 5. Why do we subtract 5? Because we know that we are going to add 5 in the end. If we do not subtract 5 now, we add it in the end, it's going to be out of range. If you like this one, like the previous slide here, when we, where is it, like here, we did not account 5, our minimum, we added to 9 and it went out of range. So you don't get it, don't worry, I will give another example. So we're going to subtract 5 because we're going to add it in the end. So this is going to make sure that we are not out of range. Right, so this is going to be our multiplier. It is going to be, this result is going to be 10. So which means if you multiply this result by 10, add 5 to it, is going to be in this range. So we can apply the same concept into our input 5 and 9. So 9 is our ending. So we want to know our multiplier. We are going to add 1 to our ending to ensure that our ending is inclusive. So this alone, if we multiply this by the random result, that is going to generate us a random number from 0 to 9, right? But inclusive. If we subtract 5 from this, if we multiply this by our random result, it's going to generate us, the multiplier is now going to be 5. So if we multiply this by our random results, math.r for random result, sorry for my bad writing, right? So this is going to generate us random number from 0 all the way to 4. Remember, the one that you multiply here just is not included in the result. Right? So it's going to be 0 to 4. The minimum number that we can receive here is going to be 0. If you add the minimum random number we are going to receive is going to be 0. So if you add 5 to it, your starting point, so the minimum will always be 5. And the largest number or the max that you are going to generate from the generate method. If you multiply it by the range, that is going to be 4. And if you add 5 to that, it's going to be, sorry, if you add 5 to 9, that's what I want to say. And maybe I can just do that. If you add 5 to 4, it is going to be 9, right? So it means this satisfies our condition. Now, what are the steps that we took here? First, we find our range. How do we find the range? We take the max or the n, the max, we add 1 to it so that the max is inclusive, but we know that we are going to add the minimum later or the starting data. So we just subtract that here, we account for it so that it will prevent us from going out of the range. We then have the final result, which is we multiply the Math.random, m.r for Math.random, you multiply it by the range and add the minimum to it. Hope you can see my writing. What I mean here is Math.random multiplied by range plus mean, right? So let's see that in code. Create a method called public static int random. You're gonna take in start and so we're gonna find our range, and the range is start n plus 1 minus start. What is happening to me? Right, and we're going to return the final result. Let me just do a result here. This is going to be marks random multiplied by range plus start. That was the 2 steps that we took, and finally we can now return result. Notice here we need to cast this. So let's call our method here to test it. Yeah, it is what random 5 and 10. So yep, 6, 8, and that is going to give us the random numbers in that range. Yeah, so we can make this one liner. How I'm going to do that? Instead of range, I'm going to put it here, but never forget in my parentheses. I'm going to return from here and get this one. Yep, and this solve the problem. Yeah, thank you for watching. See you next time. If you like the content, the video, and you want others to benefit too, you can do it in 2 ways. Spread it with them. Also like it so that YouTube can recommend it to them. Thank you.